Okay, so in this video we're going to create the world's worst synthesizer. So let's create a new PD project, Command N there, let's move it to a more useful part of my screen. And I'm going to bring in several different objects to this. I'm going to start off with an oscillator, so Command 1, or I can go Put Object, click the place where I want it, and I type OSC and then I press the tilde symbol. Now tilde, as you can see there, this means that it's actually to do with audio waveforms essentially. So click out, and there we have it. It's got two inputs and an output, okay, or inlets to use the technical PD term. I then actually want some sound to come out of here to my audio interface. So I'm going to go Command 1 again, and I'm going to put in DAC tilde, digital to analog converter. If I patch then the oscillator to here, it's got two inputs, left and right, and that will now make some sound once I activate it and click on the DSP button. I want a little bit more control than this though. Let's actually say what frequency I would like from this oscillator. So I do Command 3 for a number, and then I can patch this from here to here, because the left input on the oscillator is the frequency value. The right input is the phase position. Let's worry about that another day. Okay, so let's leave edit mode. Oops, undo. Command E, not 3, mistyped. Put in a value that's going to make a noise I can hear. And if I now click on the DSP button, I can hear the oscillator. A bit loud, don't have any gain control in there, but it made a sine wave essentially. And that's what OS does, it's a sine wave. Now sine waves for synthesizers are not great, to be honest. They're somewhat limited in what they can do. They don't have much frequencies, they've a single frequency, so things like filters and everything won't really do much. So let's bring in a different type of object, and I'm going to bring in a phasor with a tilde, and this is a sawtooth equivalent. So I'm going to get rid of these lines, so select them, hit delete, and replace the patching to digital to analog converter, and patch this from here to here. Let's select this and delete it. Let's turn down my speakers so I don't blow anything again, and listen to what happens now. If I save it, I'll call this my first synth. Put it on the desktop of my computer for now. And I click on DSP and I leave edit mode. Change the frequency here. And we have some noises. Again, not particularly pleasant, but it's a synth and it's a starting point. Now, it's not hugely useful to be controlling the frequency of this via a number. I'd like to use my MIDI controller keyboard. So I'm going to bring in a couple of new objects. So Command 1, and this first one is called Note In. Actually, mistyped it. Let's try that again. Note In. Click out. And this has got three outputs. These are the three parts of the MIDI message: the MIDI note number, the note velocity, and the MIDI channel. I now bring in another object, and this is M to F. And this object is MIDI to frequency. So it takes whatever value I put in here and turns it into a frequency instead. Let's patch that to here. Let's delete this line and to here. And this actually should mean that when I press my MIDI keyboard, I'm actually seeing the value in hertz of any note that would be played. Save it, watch my speakers again, turn on DSP, and we have sounds which are controllable by my controller keyboard. They never shut up once they start, but we'll get to that in a later video. Okay, try it out for yourself, I'll see you there.